colourful. So I did my lesson plans. These were basically the evaluations I did on the children. These were the experiences that I evaluated, professional conversation I had, way I documented the children I observed and evaluated. Things that people I need to observe the following week was written down as a follow-up, and objectives for teaching was written down as well. I wrote out my reflections as a bit of a what we did today, just so I could remember everything that was happening. I didn't want to miss anything. Went into quite a lot of detail in the first week, but as the time progressed I didn't write as much because I was writing up the daily learning for the families that was getting emailed out. I also did the ACU guided reflection. I wrote out my observations, made them quite simplistic as I was getting to know the children, and same with the evaluations. Linking to the Early Years Learning Framework practice and principles. Week 2, similar setup. So observing the child and then following up. Doing a little bit more, doing group experiences as well. Washing dolls was an experience, a lesson plan that I did, along with sensory bags where I vary a boat. Same style of reflections, and the ACU guided reflection there as well. Didn't talk so much about behaviour management, but instead spoke about misconceptions and practices that I observed or I was reflecting upon. Group experience, with a link to early childhood theory, and then the tick and flick when it came to the children's outcomes with the Early Years Learning Framework. My mid-report, which is signed, that's at the back because I had to scan it off at the end of placement. Week 3, similar setup, a little bit more experiences. Wrote down CI for child initiated, IT for intentional teaching, and I did like a little arrow if it was an extension of learning. So on Monday they were interested in musical instruments, then we made the musical instruments on the Tuesday. We did hidden objects on the Wednesday and extended upon this with hidden objects in jelly the same day. I reflected upon the setup of the classroom and how the children didn't have an opportunity to self-select toys that were different, so I made it my mission while I was there to change the shelves around each day. This happened when I first arrived in the morning, and we usually change back by about mid-session by the group leader, but by the end of my time there she kind of she could see what I was trying to do, and she'd leave the shelves displayed the way I set them up, or she'd move things to support the children's interests or gross motor needs, fine motor needs. So more lesson plans for this week. My reflections, as I said, they weren't very detailed towards the end because I was writing out the day sheet that I emailed out to families. Then my reflections, observations, and follow-ups on the same page. My final report. So I've got my interim report, which was all good. Then I had my report from the visitor from ACU, with everything was evident and satisfactory. My attendance form all signed out. and all signed my last final report.